If your Bosch washing machine is showing error E21, the first thing to understand is that this code can depend on the exact model. On many Bosch washing machines, E21, or sometimes F21, is usually linked to the motor, the drum drive system, or the electronic control that tells the drum how to turn. In simple words, the machine is trying to rotate the drum, but it cannot do it correctly, or it cannot read the motor movement properly. Before you do anything, unplug the washing machine from the power supply. Do not work around the motor, belt, wiring, or internal parts while the machine is connected to electricity. Now let's start with the easiest checks. The first possible cause is a blocked drum. Open the door and try to turn the drum by hand. It should move smoothly. It may have some resistance, but it should not be jammed solid. If the drum does not move, there may be clothing trapped between the drum and the door seal, a foreign object stuck inside, or something blocking the drum from turning. Sometimes a small item, like a coin, bra wire, screw, or hair clip, can get trapped and stop the drum from rotating properly. If you hear scraping, grinding, or metal on metal noise when you turn the drum by hand, stop using the machine. That may need a technician. The second possible cause is an overloaded drum. If the washer is packed too tightly, the motor may struggle to start a cycle or spin. Remove some laundry, close the door, and try a short spin or rinse cycle. A heavy wet load can also make the machine stop because the drum cannot balance or rotate normally. So if the error appeared during a heavy load, like towels, bedding, jeans, or a large blanket, reduce the load and try again. The third possible cause is a temporary control fault. Sometimes the machine stores the error and will not continue until it is reset. Turn the machine off, unplug it for a few minutes, then plug it back in and try again. If the error disappears and does not come back, it may have been a temporary fault. But if E21 returns, do not keep resetting the machine again and again. The washer is detecting a problem, and repeated resets will not fix a real motor or drive fault. Now let's talk about the more common internal causes. On some older Bosch washing machines, E21 or F21 can be caused by worn carbon brushes. Carbon brushes are small parts that transfer power to the motor. Over time, they wear down. When they become too short, the motor may stop turning properly, the drum may not spin, or the machine may show a motor-related fault code. A clue can be that the machine fills and drains normally, but the drum does not turn during washing or spinning. Another clue is that the machine tries to start the drum, maybe makes a slight sound, then stops and shows the error. If your Bosch model uses carbon brushes, replacing them may solve the problem, but not every Bosch washer has the same motor design. Some newer models use brushless motors, so do not assume your machine has brushes without checking the model. The fourth possible cause is a faulty motor tachometer. The tachometer, or tacho sensor, helps the control board read the motor speed. If the motor turns but the machine cannot read the speed correctly, it may stop the cycle and show an error. This is not something you can diagnose just by looking at the display. It usually needs electrical testing. The fifth possible cause is a damaged drive belt. The motor may be running, but if the belt is broken, loose, or has slipped off, the drum will not turn correctly. You may hear the motor, but the drum does not move. Checking the belt usually means opening the machine, so only do this if you are confident and the machine is fully unplugged. If not, call a technician. The sixth possible cause is wiring or connector damage. Vibration, moisture, age, or movement can affect wiring between the motor and the control board. A loose connector or broken wire can make the washer think the motor has failed, even if the motor itself is not the main problem. The seventh possible cause is a control board fault. If the motor, brushes, belt, and wiring are all okay, The problem may be with the electronic module that controls the motor. This is a more expensive and more technical repair, so it should be properly diagnosed before replacing parts. Now, there is one important warning. Some people confuse E21 with drainage errors on certain Bosch models. If your machine has water left inside the drum, will not unlock the door, or stops before spinning because it cannot drain. Also check the drain filter and drain hose. A blocked drain pump can stop the machine from reaching spin, and that can look like a drive problem. So if there is water inside the washer, drain it safely and clean the pump filter first. To do that, unplug the washer, prepare towels and a shallow tray, open the small service flap at the bottom, front drain water slowly through the emergency hose if your model has one, then remove and clean the pump filter. Check for coins, lint, buttons, hair clips, and small fabric pieces. After that, reinstall the filter cap firmly and test the machine again. But if the washer drains normally and the main problem is that the drum will not turn, then E21 is more likely related to the motor or drive system. So here is the safe troubleshooting order. First, unplug the machine. Second, check whether the drum turns by hand. Third, remove excess laundry and try a smaller load. Fourth, reset the washer by unplugging it for a few minutes. Fifth, check whether there is water stuck inside the drum. If there is, clean the drain filter and inspect the drain hose. Sixth, if the drum still does not turn, suspect worn carbon brushes, motor fault, belt problem, tachometer fault, wiring issue, or control board failure. At that point, it is usually time to call a qualified appliance technician. Do not bypass safety systems. Do not keep forcing the washer to run. Do not work on electrical parts unless you know what you are doing. And do not replace the control board before checking the simpler motor and belt causes first. The short version is this. Error E21 on a Bosch washing machine usually means the drum is not turning correctly or the motor drive system is not being detected properly. The simple causes are overload, trapped laundry, blocked drum, or sometimes a drainage problem that stops the spin. The more technical causes are worn motor brushes, faulty motor, broken belt, bad tacho sensor, damaged wiring, or a control board fault. Start with the safe checks. If the error keeps coming back, use the exact model number and get the machine diagnosed properly. That is the safest way to deal with Bosch washing machine Error E21 without guessing and without replacing the wrong part.